TV Richie, and this is a brief video on how to get started with your Fire TV box or your Fire TV stick. For this video I'm using a Fire TV box, and if you haven't already, when you open your Fire TV box or your Fire TV stick, there should be instructions from Amazon on how to connect this to your TV. Follow those instructions. Make sure you have the HDMI port. Make sure you know what HDMI port you're plugging the device in on your TV, and make sure the input on your TV is matching the HDMI port. Once you've done that, you will see this screen. If you do not see this screen, then you're probably seeing the network screen where it's searching for a network, and you actually need to be on that screen anyhow. But if you cannot move anything around with your remote, that's because your remote is not connecting. And don't worry, that's the normal thing that happens with these things. Your remote has never been used before, so the moment you put batteries in, it was the first time it's had batteries in it. Sometimes it connects automatically when the device starts searching, but sometimes it doesn't. Most time it doesn't. So what you have to do is you actually have to hold the home button down. The home button is going to be your first row of those three buttons towards the bottom, and it's going to be the middle button, and if you look at it, it looks just like a house. So you hold that down, hold it down for about 15-20 seconds, then let go of it for about 20 seconds to 30 seconds, and you should see a notification at the bottom right hand of the screen that says new remote connected. If it doesn't, then hold the home button down for 30 seconds, and then again let off, wait about 20-30 seconds. If it still doesn't, hold it down for about a minute and a half, let go, and if it still does not do it, then what you need to do is there's many reasons why it does do that. Sometimes it's because people will plug it into their TV or to the wall, and once you plug it into the wall, it automatically comes on. And if it's gone through its searching for, if it's already searched for the remote for a while and you've never held that home button down within the first 5 minutes or so, then it's just going to quit searching, and the device itself is not going to be in discovery mode. So what you have to do is you have to unplug the device for about 5 minutes from the wall and the TV. So some people just unplug it from the TV and they say, well, it's still not working. That's because the TV is just, you plug into TV, you're just getting to be able to see it visually. But if you unplug it from the wall, you take the power away from the device. So that's what you need to do, is take the power away from the device. Sometimes there's a little power that runs through the HDMI, so unplug it from the HDMI as well. When you get it back on, the moment you plug it into the wall, give it about 5-10 seconds, and then start holding the home button down again until you see the new remote connected icon at the bottom of the screen. So to move along, now that it's connected, you're either on this screen or you're on the network screen. If you're on this screen, if you notice right below where it says register and create account, it says press, and then there's a little emblem that says to modify network settings. If you would look at your remote real quick next to that home button to the left of it, that looks exactly like that icon on the screen. That is your reverse button or your back button. And anytime you see a little circle with the icon in it, it's most likely going to be on your remote. So click that button, and what you see here is it's going to show all the different Wi-Fi connections around that are available in your area. And you find yours, you click on it, put your password in it, and then again, like I said, anytime you see a circle with an icon or with a little symbol in it, look at your remote. There's one on space, right before delete, right before cancel, right before, this is the capitalize button, or the button you click on to make your capitals, and also for connect. So when you are using the device and you need to switch between capitals and lowercase, you can just click that little menu button, which is the button that has the 3 horizontal lines, and it will switch it easily without having to go and manually click each button. If you need a space, you just click that one button right here. That's basically a fast forward button, and then start typing again. And then if you want to connect, obviously it's that play and pause button, which is the middle button on the bottom row. That automatically connects after you got your password in there. It will scan for your network for a little while, and then it will connect. So it'll say connected to your network, connection successful. If it does not say that, then you need to click the back button and put the password in again. If it keeps on doing that, that means you actually have the wrong password. So there's a possibility you might have to change your network settings on your router and start a new password, which you'll probably have to change the password in your computers and all that kind of stuff too. But if you have lost the password and misplaced it, that will have to be done, unfortunately. So you'll get to this screen again, and you have two different choices. You can either register with an account that you already have, or you can create an account. The problem with creating an account is a lot of people don't like to put their credit card on here. If you do it right here, you will have to put a credit card in. You would first just pick what country, click next. You'd type in your full name, and then your address and all that kind of stuff, and then you'll put your credit card in there. You can do the exact same thing online without using a credit card. I have a video for that is on my website, so just click on that video and I'll show you how to make an account. Why do you need to make an account if this is a Fire Stick that is broken or unlocked, all that different kind of stuff? Because you have to have an account to get in. There's apps that are jailbroken or unlocked and all that kind of stuff, but you have to have an Amazon account to get into the device. And if you ever want to add any of those apps that are in the Amazon platform, you need to have an account, and you need to follow the instructions in the video that I have, because you need to turn on one-click settings. So anyway, after you have an account, or if you already have an account, you just click on register and you put in your credentials, your email address and your password. After you do that, you click on next. Then you put your password in there. When you get to this screen, it should say yes, continue as Fire TV Home, or whatever name that you put in to your Amazon account. If you put your real name in there, it'll say your real name in there. This is your choice. I really don't know what the difference is and why you would need to do this. I always say no, because it never really disconnects anyway. And you will come to this screen. For some of you, since the device is new on your network, and if your device has not been used for a couple weeks or something, it might take a second. Mine was very quick, and I'm also on a Fire TV and not a Fire TV stick, so it's a little bit quicker on a Fire TV as well. But first of all, what you're going to see is you're going to see all these apps. None of that stuff is free, so a lot of people come in here and they start clicking on stuff, and they call me or text me and say, why can't I get this? Why is it asking me to pay and all this different kind of stuff? That was never the deal. None of that stuff was ever for free. And then people are like, well, I can't find Kodi then. And well, right here it says your apps and games. Your apps and games is going to be exactly where you find it. So you're looking through here, and people come all over here, and they're like, I still don't see it. The obvious answer, see all. People just, they just blows their mind that they can click this button. When you click there, then all the apps are going to be in here. This is what Kodi looks like. When you click on Kodi, Kodi will open up. And this is the Ares build currently that I've been programming. Some of you might have the Spins TV build or some other builds, or you requested a build. But I do maintenance. If people have questions, I usually just use this one for. If people have a different build or something, I can't really answer a whole lot of questions because I'd have to install it and research and all that kind of stuff. So if you requested your own build, you're on your own with that. But Basically, in here it's very easy to find television shows and movies and all that kind of stuff. You really just need to play around with it. Exodus. See this up here? This is the main menu. Down below, this is a sub menu. The main menu is just kind of telling it, it's kind of a navigation menu, and underneath is going to be add-ons, or it's going to be a folder with add-ons inside of it. So there's also apps and add-on browsers and video add-ons and all kinds of stuff. You got your maintenance in here, and up here there's all different kinds of things you can do up here. If you're connected to the internet, it'll say connected. You can tell how your internal computer is doing. You can also see how much free space you have on your memory device. And it'll also tell you which version of Kodi you have, which I'm at 17.0 on my device. So with that being said, there's also weather. You'll have to configure the weather, which is pretty easy. You just click on it, and then you click to the left, and then you can click on change location. Oh, I'm sorry, you click on settings, and then you come in here, and you can put up to, I guess, up to 5. But you basically just click on it, you put a zip code in there, or you type in the city name, and then you click done. And once you're done, you come over here. A lot of people just hit the back button. You really need to click to the right, and you need to click either cancel or OK. If you want to keep it, you click OK. I'm going to hit cancel. And then you give it a time, because it might take about 10-15 minutes at the most, and it will eventually have the correct info up here. So it looks like it's going to be a nasty week this week with thunderstorms and rain and all kinds of stuff. Wonderful. Okay, so in your favorites section, there's power, there's system, apps, live events. It's going to be some sports and other things as well. Live sports is where you're going to get the UFC. A lot of people like these things because you get the Saturday night fights on here. You just go into UFC Finest, and then from there, sometimes you might have to click the back button to get to this page. It's just a little buggy like that sometimes. These things are not perfect. And then you click on UFC Live, and then down here is all kinds of links to get the fight that night. Some of them, like this one, you click on and it'll have about 10 or 15 links in it. So, the most important thing about this device is usually the movies and the TV shows. And TV shows are very easy to use. You just click on the actual TV show icon, and you can start searching in so many different ways. If you don't know what you want to watch and you want to find something new, you can click in genre and choose action or comedy or drama or any of that kind of stuff. If you know the network, like NBC or Fox, you can click there. Languages, if there's a show in another language, it will be in here. If you want to search by the certificate, which is G, PG, PG-13, R, all that kind of stuff, you do it that way. Most popular, these are stuff that people voted on, most voted. Airing today is basically kind of like a TV guide in a way. New TV shows, TV calendars, kind of like a TV guide, which will have all the last week, this whole last week, what TV shows came on at what time. My TV shows, you need something called a tracked account, and that will save all your shows online. If this device ever gets messed up and you have to get a new one or whatever, or you have to get this one worked on and reformatted, you can just log back in to your tracked account and all your stuff will be saved in there. So you can also just click on search and find whatever you want. So without clicking on TV shows, there's all these add-ons as well. There's Exodus and Salts, very good. Pyramid's good. TV Guide, they'll be fixing that soon, hopefully, with a new TV Guide, because Echo Wizard was the TV Guide that everyone used. Echo Wizard was so good, but they kind of just dropped off the face of the earth recently. One Channel is very good, but Exodus is basically going to look just like what it looked like when you clicked on TV shows, because they use Exodus. And same thing with in-theater movies. You click on it. There's some up here, but you can click right here and you'll see a list as well. There you go. Sometimes you have to back out of it, but have a little patience with it because these devices are not perfect. The old build I used to use was probably the best one I've ever seen before because it was so responsive and it worked so good. But if you had that one before, you're going to be very spoiled because this is going to be the next to best in my opinion. One of the next to the best. But anyway, there's all the movies that are in the theater or close to maybe the Dollar Cinema, stuff like that. Some of them are good, but like Logan, that one's not even in the Dollar Cinema right now, and that one's in 1080. Movies, just like television shows, you just click on either movies or come down here and find an add-on like Exodus and search. So that is basically it in a nutshell. There's also another app. If you go to your apps and games, this app right here, Mobdro, but if you do not see it right here, you just have to click on see all and you'll find it in here. If you need to move something to the front to where you see it on the home page, you just click on the menu button, which is the 3 horizontal lines, and you click to move to the front. And now you can see it. It's the very top of your apps and games. If you ever add a new app, this will move to the second position. If you add 2 apps, it'll move to the third position. So eventually you might have to move it again anywhere you want it. So here is Mobdro. And Mobdro is a live TV app. This is not a cable service, and I'm not selling a cable service. So if anything's ever down, there's nothing I can do about it. If everything is down, that means the app needs to be reinstalled or the app is just down. So, but there's tons of sports in here. You can also watch UFC in here as well. BT 1 and 2 is going to be your source, and maybe BT 3, but BT Sport 1 and 2 is going to be your main sport source for watching UFC. And if you scroll through here, if the first one doesn't work, you keep scrolling down, you're going to find another BT 1 and 2. But there's tons and tons of channels in here, and you just click on it and see if it works. See, there's another BT Sport 1. And there's a BT Sports 2. And most of the channels working here, out of thousands of channels, there might be about 4 or 5 of them that are down for an hour or something like that. There's also news, and this is a free service, so you can't really complain. If you want the best quality, then this is not for you. This is honestly not for you, and you need to just forget about the Fire TV stick and get cable when it comes to live TV. And I'll show you
enhancement that would add on time, which is similar to, say, in narcotics, like if you exceed a certain amount of
See, the news is kind of spotty sometimes, and sometimes
the President of the United States has no higher priority.
Sometimes it's really good like that, but a lot of times Fox News has issues, and there's other ways to watch Fox News on here too. So you'll have, you know, a bunch of different sources to use it. But that's basically the Fire TV stick in a nutshell. You just have to play around with it. But inside Kodi, most of your television shows, 1 minute after they get off the air that night, are going to be inside of Kodi. You just have to add them to your favorites or start a tracked account, and it'll be inside of your collection if you add it to your collection. And I have a video on that as well.